today we're diving into the real estate market in the Santa Clarita 91350 area. So that's the area of Saugus. And we're just going to focus right now on the first quarter of 2025. So now, whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or you're just curious about what's going on in the market, this video is for you. So there are some trends that are happening in the real estate market right now that you're going to want to hear about. But before we get started, let me introduce myself. I'm Tami Cicerello with the Cicerello team at RE/MAX of Santa Clarita. So now let's start with the big picture. So in the 91350 area of Saugus, there were 90 homes that closed escrow in that first quarter of the year. So yes, we did have quite a bit of activity. And at the end of this first quarter, we have currently on the market right now 91 homes. So as this first quarter is ending, we have currently 44 homes that are in escrow. So it's been a pretty active first quarter of 2025, but the story behind these numbers is really what's going to give you the most information. So here we go. Let's talk about this. So right now, pricing strategy matters more than ever. So we pulled the data from homes that were priced well from the very beginning versus homes that tried to overshoot the price and tried to get top dollar more than market value is currently. And this is what we found out. So homes that were priced at market value actually sold faster in a median time frame of 20 days on the market. But homes that appeared to be overpriced, they sat on the market for an average of 100 days. So that's more than 3 months of showings and stress and price reductions to get their home sold. So if you're planning to sell and you want top dollar, it's not about just picking a number and overpricing your home. You want to find that sweet spot. You want to really investigate the comps in the neighborhood and what's going on with the market and picking a price that is going to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest period of time. So speaking of sweet spots, let's kind of break it down by the numbers. So right now, the hottest price point in the Saugus area, the 91350 area of Saugus, is that between $700,000 and $900,000. Homes in that range have the lowest days on market, the more competitive activity, and fewer delays or cancellations in those escrows. So below the $700,000 range, they're still moving, but they're staying on the market just a little bit longer. The average time on market for them is 39 days. So once you go above 1.1 million, the buyer pool is going to shrink a little. So what we're seeing is that $1.1 to $1.3 million range, they sat on the market for close to 100 days. And that $1.5 to $1.7 million range, we're seeing about 54 days on market. There's obviously a lot less homes on the market in that 1.5 to 1.7, so it is actually shrinking the days on market because supply and demand is going to be less. It's just that these are taking a little bit longer to sell. We're putting in a little bit more preparation into the actual selling of these homes, and we have to use a little bit more creative marketing approach to get in front of more people. So now let's shift to size. So we looked at homes in different sizes, which ones were moving the fastest, and this part's really kind of interesting. So if your home is between 1,500 and 2,000 square feet, that's the sweet spot. So that size range had the fastest sale with an average of 16.5 days on the market. So even homes under 1,500 square feet did really well with an average of 29 days on market. But once we jump up to those larger homes, which is obviously the more expensive homes as well, the over 2,500 square feet homes, we show that they were about an average of 100 days on market for the first quarter of this year. So if you're selling a larger home, the market is still there, but your buyer pool may be a little smaller. So you want to make sure you price your home accordingly and your home shows its absolute best. So now a quick note on active listings. Right now, we currently have 91 homes for sale in the 91350 area of Saugus. So that's actually a pretty balanced Q1. But if we start factoring in time on market and buyer demand, one thing becomes really clear. Presentation and pricing are everything. So gone are the days when we would throw a sign in the yard, put the house in the MLS, and it would be sold over the weekend, and we'd be putting the house into escrow. Things are taking a little longer. And for that reason, we do need to make sure the house shows really well and that we are using creative marketing in order to get the buyers through your home. So we're in a more strategic market right now. And honestly, that really isn't a bad thing. It means serious buyers and sellers are making their moves. So what does this all mean if you're thinking about making a move this year? Well, this is my take. So if you're a seller in the $700,000 to $900,000 range, that 1,500 to 2,000 square foot house, you are actually in a great position right now. But don't forget, you still are going to need to stage your home. Make sure that it shows really nice. Make sure all the marketing is done. Make sure that you price the home competitively. So if you're selling a larger home, a more high-end home, we're going to need a more tailored approach to the marketing on your home. We're going to want to make sure that we are really pointing out those views, great backyards, all of the high-end upgrades that you've done to your home. And we're really going to need to nail the pricing from the very beginning. So now for my buyers out there. So yes, things are still competitive, but it's just not like it was a few years ago. It's not so crazy out there. So you now have some choices, some more homes to choose from because the inventory has gone up. You also have some negotiating power in certain price ranges. So if a home is priced right and shows well, be ready to move fast. So have your pre-approval ready. Multiple offers do happen, especially on those hot listings. And if you're buying in one of those segments where homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer, you may have some more negotiating power, especially if that home has been on the market for a while. So overall, the Saugus market is active but strategic. So we didn't see huge price swings this quarter, but what we did see is some stabilization and smart positioning. So homes are selling, buyers are buying, but people are just keeping a closer eye on the numbers these days. So if you're thinking about making a move this year, let's chat. So I'm always happy to sit down, go over what's happening in your neighborhood, talk strategy, and figure out if this is the right time for you to make a move right now. So thanks for watching. And just so you know, we have a lot of other videos on our YouTube channel with other zip codes, as well as just information about the Santa Clarita Valley as a whole. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thanks again for watching, and feel free to reach out with any questions that you have.